little waiting room over here, getting everyone admitted who's showing up. And if you guys all just want to say hello in the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from, and then Christina is going to say a couple of words, and then I'll go over some quick Zoom etiquette. Then we will dive into this training. So definitely feel free to say hello, introduce yourself down in the little chat box. And Christina, if you want to go ahead and just say hello and give us a little intro.
Okay, so first of all, thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys are going to love this. And thank you to Austin, who is going to help us out. I will let you guys know that this is being recorded and you guys will receive the recording as well. I'll post it in the groups. But I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about why I love this app so much. I stumbled upon it. One of my friends uses it and she introduced me to it. And I thought this is perfect because right now, as most of you guys know, we don't have products in our hands, but Facebook, especially, which is where we're partying a lot, really likes video content and they really like original content. So this app is perfect for going ahead and using what 31 Home Office has given us, but you can actually turn it into your own original content. You can add lives into it if that's something that you want to do. And even better, you can actually link your products right on here and you can share it via text on different platforms such as Instagram and Pinterest. And I love downloading it and using it for Facebook. It's free and it's easy to use. So that is why I like it so much. But I really wanted to give you guys the chance to learn from Austin. And I really encourage you guys to please, please, please ask questions, because if you have the question, so does everyone else, or it might be a question that I didn't even think about to ask. So it is only going to be helpful if you ask questions, and you can type them in the chat. And then at the end, if you guys, we can ask questions in person too. But this will help everything go. So I'm going to turn it over to Austin, give her a big whoop whoop, and I'm going to mute myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina. That was awesome. It's great to hear, from a real user of the app, like what the benefits are to you and to your business. And that's exactly what I'm here to do today, is to kind of help you guys navigate through the app. It's pretty user-friendly, but even I benefit from doing a once-over and kind of reminding myself of all the features that are available to you and of all of the different ways that you can use the app. So as Christina mentioned, I am recording this. I think everyone has their cameras off, but I just wanted to give everyone a heads up in case anyone was in a bedhead situation or has lots of other things going on in the background, just that this is being recorded so that your fellow sellers will be able to access it after. And if at any point you have to drop off or do anything in this training, you will be receiving the replay. So I will make sure that everyone gets that. To introduce myself, I'm Austin. I am Jumprope's beauty content director, and that also kind of encompasses both fashion and lifestyle as well. Background on me, I actually started out as a print magazine editor. I just wanted to be a fashion editor. I grew up watching Devil Wears Prada and all of that jazz, worked in print magazines for a few years, experienced layoffs, and really turned my attention more to the digital side of content. So thinking about video content creation and even cool audio creations like podcasts, and thinking about new and interesting ways to tell stories, but through digital content. And so I have a beauty YouTube channel, I post to Instagram, I do all that stuff. And I've been creating content for a long time. And I first got connected to Jumprope through a friend from college who knew that they were looking for someone to come in and kind of oversee beauty and fashion content. So I'm actually coming up on a year with the company in a week or two, which is pretty insane. So I'd like to think I know the app pretty well by now, and the transformations it's gone through in the last 12 months are totally amazing. It's actually just gotten, it's one of its biggest updates ever today. So this is a fun day for you guys to be joining along if you have the app downloaded while we're doing this. And if you don't have it, it's just a free app in the App Store and the Google Play Store called Jumprope. If you want to download it now and kind of poke around as I'm talking, feel free to. Otherwise, feel free to do it later at some point too, no pressure. And I'm excited to show you guys our brand new home screen and everything, which is now live in the App Store and will be live in the Android store in a couple hours or tomorrow morning. So very exciting day for all of that. But what I want to do first is go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can actually see my phone. All right, great. So now you're able to see Jumprope, and Christina, this may look a little different to your new home screen here, but basically, just to quickly show you, the new home screen makes it very easy and user-friendly to search content on the app. You can really see the photos are bigger, the images are clearer, and you can go through all of these different tabs and categories here. Specifically, I guess women's fashion and accessories will be most interesting. So if you wanted to take a look at any other examples of jump ropes that exist right now, this is a great place to do it. And just to kind of show you one that I really love that I think could be beneficial to your guys' businesses too. So this is what it looks like to view a jump rope within the app. You'll see that these little bars at the top are very much like watching Instagram stories. And I'm just gonna turn autoplay off to show you one step at a time. But I love this video about 3 ways to tie a square scarf. It's a really simple concept. It shows you multiple ways to wear the same item, really not intimidating at all, which is nice. And you can see that this creator showed that you can wear it as a bandana, as a headband, and as a rain scarf. So I love this idea kind of as a starting point. It's super easy to use and to navigate. And then I think if you tap into some of these guides, you'll see the really exciting thing that Christina mentioned earlier, which is that this app is also shoppable. So for example, this creator, I think she actually made these mask chains herself. She started a small business during the pandemic. She can actually link through to her items. So when I click through to that buy button, I'm getting directed to her site so I can shop the products directly. My phone is just a little slow here on a Wednesday night, but that's all right. And so that's how you can see that you can shop through the app, which is really exciting. So it's just as easy as that to tap through guides. I like that you can do autoplay because you can go at your own pace. So if you're actually teaching someone the entire, if you actually want to show every single feature of one bag or every single feature of one item on there, and someone wants to really listen in on each step and think about, okay, like they just said this, does that interest me? Would I like to buy it? This is a nice way to kind of go through at your own pace, whereas some other videos can kind of speed along and you have to rewind or fast forward or do anything like that. So yeah, that is what it looks like to view a guide within the app. And it has all the kind of same categories as Pinterest does. So you'll probably be primarily focused on fashion. And now I wanted to show also how easy it is to create a video. So I'm just going to tap on over to my profile. And feel free to leave any questions in the chat box too, so that I can see them. Okay, and so there's a ton of different content here that you can create, and all you have to do to start is to press the plus button at the bottom. So when you hit that plus button, if you're on iOS, if you have an iPhone, you'll see this screen. If you're on Android, it'll go straight to the guide editing, and you're fine either way. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up, depending on which device they're using. And you have a couple of different options here. So you can shoot in Jumprope, you can pick photos and videos from your camera roll, or you can import one long video and split it into steps. And one thing I just want to call your attention to is pick photos and videos from your camera. So I know I just showed you a Jumprope that had all video content, but if you're new to video and you just want to have Jumprope create a video for you, you can absolutely upload photos and make a Jumprope just out of that, which I think is really exciting. So if you want to, you can shoot directly within the app, but I know most people prefer to take photos using their iPhone or take photos. I know you guys get photos from the company that sends them to you. So you can kind of play with a few different options depending on what is easiest. One idea for splitting a video into steps may be if you are actually showing a bag and showing the features of it, different ways to wear it, different components of it, and you want to kind of start your camera, do all of your filming, show off in different ways, open it, show the zippers, show different things, and then you can go in later and cut it down into more digestible and user-friendly content. So just to show you a quick example, I'm going to go pick photos and videos from my camera roll. So here's my camera roll, lots of crazy stuff going on in there. And from the top, you can change where you're getting your photos from. And again, I'm showing this to you on an iPhone, so if you're on an Android, it just might look a little different. So what I like is at the top, I can click on library and I get this drop down here where I have different files. So if you have these files on your computer already, you can get them from Dropbox, you can get them from Google Drive, and you can get them from iCloud. So it saves that extra step of having to bring the photos over to your device. You can just grab them from there. And then you can also scroll through all of the other folders on your phone. So I went in and favorited a couple of images where I had some cool bags, just to kind of give a relatable example. So I'm going to select 3 photos and import the cards. And so now I have this kind of mini video setup here. So even though these are photos, I'm going to use Jumprope to turn it into a video. And one idea that we can talk about at the end is kind of some different video ideas that you guys can create that are really quick and easy to get into. But just to use this as an example here, so let's say that these are 31 bags that I'm using. So I can say here, you know, this is the crossbody style. And I can add that text in there. Then here is the little top handle bag. And then over here is the mini bag. There we go. So just like that, I've now created these 3 slides to this video. And from here, you can do a lot of different things. I'm also going to import a video just to show you what it looks like, because there are some different editing tools for photos and videos. So if let's actually go from favorites and head right into my videos so I can make sure I'm getting a little video file for you. And I know I had one somewhere. Of course, my video files are not very organized. So what I think I'm actually going to do is just use this little accessories video that I put together. But what's nice about this is if I tap on the video, you can see that all of these different editing tools come up. So say I just wanted this portion with the headband in my video, right? I could then trim it so that it just includes the headband. And this is a bad example because I wouldn't normally have text in my video, but I'm just gonna adjust it like that so you can see. Okay, so you can cut down a video in that way. Some similar editing tools that you'll see on photos. So you just tap the photo and this whole editing toolbar appears. You can adjust the photo. So if I took this photo, but I really wanted to show off more of a detail shot, I could kind of zoom in. I could add a voiceover to any photo or video. So this is a nice thing if you are a little bit camera shy, which I know it's not easy to start creating videos. So if you feel like you fall into that bucket, definitely take advantage of voiceover because it will allow you to give a further explanation of what you're showing in your video without having to feel the pressure of being live on camera and getting everything 100% right. So that's a nice feature too. Another thing we have is filters. So if you import your photo, didn't look exactly how you wanted it to, you can go in and filter it slightly. You can also delete and download. And then one more thing to show you on the video side. Oh no, I covered everything. Cool. So that is basically a quick run through of the editing tools for the content in the video. And so I know you're probably thinking right now, like, I know you said that I can use photos to make a video, but hold on, how does that happen? So first things first, I'm just going to hop back over here and grab one of those photos to be my cover photo from my camera roll. and I'm going to say my favorite bags is the name of this video. So as I'm creating this, what I can do is tap the button at the bottom that says preview, and I can check in on how this is going to look, right? So as I'm editing, I can see here's what it's going to look like when I'm done. And you can see that it comes together and turns it into a video. And like Christina mentioned earlier, the amazing thing is if you tap on all formats here, you'll see that you can get it sized differently for every social media platform, and there's no extra work that you have to do. So I think for Facebook, I would recommend trying both horizontal as well as the 4x5 format. And if you just scroll through the different exports, you'll see there's a Facebook feed recommendation. We even have a TikTok export if anyone has ventured into the world of TikTok. And we also have Pinterest images. So if you've ever thought about sharing your content to Pinterest, this is a way to do it easily without having to create new images. And you can see that you can get it with the text or without the text, and with and without the images. You can also download it in a stories format. So you can upload and share these to Instagram stories, Pinterest stories, anything along those lines. And that is a nice way to check in on how the Jumprope is looking as you're making it. A couple of other things to point out down on this bottom toolbar. So in the bottom left corner, there's a button called See All. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on that. And this kind of gives me the bird's eye view of what I'm looking at as well. So I definitely recommend tapping on this and making sure that everything has a caption. So you can see number 4 does not have a caption right now. I'm definitely going to want to add one before I publish the video. And this is also where you can do something fun called batch edits. So since 3 of these were photos, they are technically already muted, but if they were all video, I could kind of just select everything and choose to mute. So this is also nice if you are filming a video where you're showing off the features of one of your favorite 31 bags, but there's a dog barking in the background, there's a kid crying in the background, there's a siren going off in the background if you're me and you live on a noisy street. And that is where you can mute the content. And even if you don't add a voiceover to it, you can add music to the video, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. Now, you can also do group filters for speed and for the filters themselves. So if you know that you want everything to have the bright filter, or you know that you're going to want to speed everything up 1.5 times as fast, this is where you can do that at that kind of bird's eye level. We also have the option here, this button on the top that says add link or tags. So when I tap on that, I get 2 options. So where it says add link, this is where I would recommend linking to your 31 page or your private Facebook group or your Facebook page where you share your 31 content. That's kind of like your general backlink. You can also link specific products, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But this is kind of where you want to send people who are going to join your community, like be on your VIP list, all of those kinds of things. So if you do hit add link, all you have to do is add the link to your Facebook page or your 31 page, hit done, it'll say your link has been added. Another thing on here is to add tags, and this is actually a brand new feature on Jumprope, so you're the first group I'm getting to share it with. But when I tap on add tags, this is basically similar to hashtags on Instagram. So this helps further classify your content. Christina's very happy about this. I'm so happy that I can finally share this. We've been working on it for quite a while. So you kind of see general categories to start out with, and these are the main things that people post about on Jumprope, right? If you, for some reason, didn't see a category that related to you guys, you could just skip this, but I'm gonna go ahead and select fashion for this video. And when I go to continue, you'll see some other things pop up. So you'll see accessories, shoes, all of that. So I would probably recommend selecting women's fashion, accessories, and then you can also add new tags. And we haven't launched these yet, but hashtag pages are coming. So what you guys could do if you want is actually start a 31 hashtag. And that way, anyone who comes to the app and is able to look around and see different types of content will be able to find everything under the 31 hashtag, which is very exciting. Other things you could add here. So if I say 31, if I say purses, handbags, I know there are wallets too, whatever applies to the post that you're talking about. And then you could say add tags. And now your tags have been added. You can also add tags at the end when you publish. It's up to you where you want to add them in. And if you have any previous jump ropes, you can go back and tag your old videos. So that's exactly where you can do that. So you can feel free to add and start like a 31 hashtag or anything that you guys think would be interesting for your community. Okay, so now that we did that see all, we've added our link, we've added our tags. A couple other finishing touches before we would publish this guide, right? Down here at the bottom is an option called style. And so you'll notice that when I previewed this guide, you know, we've got a white black background, we've got black text, and we had pretty much a basic animation throughout the video. So this is where we can really have some fun with it. Over here, you can tap through some preset themes that we already have. So if you just want something that looks good, you should definitely try to grab one of these themes. Pretty easy, that way you don't have to think too much about it, which is really nice. But if you want to get a little fancier, come on over here to custom. And when you tap on custom, you'll see that now you have a ton more options. So you can pick a color, and then you can adjust the sliders, which adjusts the saturation on the left and the brightness on the right. And this is where you can really get in and pick a more specific color that you think you'd like. If you want to get even more specific than this, for anyone who is very particular about the colors that they use, you can find the hex value of the color and tap this little hashtag here and actually import the unique color code. So any color has this, and you can use a reverse hex value searcher. You can just upload a screenshot of the color that you like to a website, reverse find the hex value, and be able to use it here, which is really fun. So I'll stick with the orange for now because it's kind of like a fall theme, even though I'm wearing like a bright green pistachio puffer in this photo. We'll just ignore the color clash. All right, and guys, don't forget to ask any questions or anything in the chat. Make sure the chat's working too. Okay, I see Christina said hello, so I just want to make sure that you guys know it's there if you need it. Okay, in the text over here, this little T, you can add a different cover text and a different step text. So if you like maybe a fancier font for the beginning of your video, but you don't want the steps to be in that fancy font because it might be a little hard to read, then you could pick something more basic for this text. All right, so that looks pretty cute. And the last thing that you can change is if you tap that magic wand on the side, you can change the animation in your video. So before you kind of saw a basic swiping animation, that's the default one called directional. If you scroll down, there are a bunch of different animation styles that you can choose, and that's the transition from one step or one slide to the next. So you can pick something a little fancier. I've been enjoying Liquid, which is a brand new animation that just released on iPhone. It should be on Android in the next week or two. So I'm going to go with that one because that is a ton of fun. All right, and then under music, we actually also just added over 100 new songs to the app. These songs are all copyright free, license free. You're free to use them on Facebook. You're not going to get flagged, anything like that. You do have the option to upload your own if you want. I just recommend checking to make sure that you can use that music and that it's copyright free. You scroll down here, there's lots of different moods and genres of music. So poke around and see if there's one that you like. I kind of know now some that I like here, so I'm going to select that song because I know I like that one. All right, and we're looking pretty good. But the last and most important thing that we have to do is add our products. So over here, you'll see that in order to get to the next card of the video, you'll be able to swipe through. And over here, you have a couple of different options. And one thing I should mention is if you wanted to add a new step card, because sometimes we have a lot of tutorial videos on the app, so that's why they're called steps. But you can just think of them as cards because you might be making a list video or a styling video. Maybe you don't need the numbers there. So one thing to note is you can add a blank card. But if at any point you're like, oh, I didn't mean to add a blank card, I do want a number there, or the other way around, if you just tap the circle in the middle, the number will appear and disappear. So that's a really easy way to switch between those two cards. But I don't need this one, so I'm just going to say goodbye to it. Okay, so add product list. This is the exciting part. So I tap on here, this little shopping cart pops up, and all I have to do is tap to add a product. Now on here, this is where you can enter the product name going to talk about quantity in a second because I think Christina and I might have found a creative solution to this that'll work really well for 31 consultants. There's also a link. So this is where you can link directly to the item that you're talking about. And there's a photo. So this is where you'll be able to upload a picture of what the item actually is. So to use 31 as an example, I'm going to hop over to the website and look for an item to feature in this video. All right, well, right away, there's a cute fall themed tote right there. That looked so fun. So let's say that this is the item that I'm featuring here. So all I have to do is press and hold. Yeah, well, sometimes all I have to do is press and hold. Sometimes you can zoom in on the item or take a screenshot. This might also be something you prefer to do on your computer. So I'm going to take not the best screenshot right now. I'm just going to quickly edit it in my camera app so that it looks a little cuter. So I'm just going to zoom in on the bag, make sure that I'm getting all of the product photo here, hit done. That looks pretty good. Going to go back to the website here and I'm going to grab the link. So I'm going to hit copy and I'm going to come back over to Jumprope. So sorry, I know I was hopping around a little bit here, but I'm going to say fold away tote. That was fold away tote. And I'm going to tap the camera icon, come back over to my recent photos and select this bag photo. So now I've got the link here, I've got the photo, and I've got the item name at the top. And you'll see that I think someone actually added this product already because I see, Christina did, because I see the little photo of it down here. And you can definitely use photos for items if they populate when you type them in. You might just want to make sure that the link is your unique link so that it goes to your storefront page, if that makes sense. So one other interesting thing that we thought about is I know that every item has an item number associated with it. The quantity section here on Jumprope is actually mainly created with our food creators in mind because we have a lot of recipe creators who want to share the exact amount of flour that you need, the exact amount of sugar, et cetera, et cetera. Clearly, I'm just thinking about baking. But for quantity, this might be a nice place to add in that item number. So I saw it was like 4 digits somewhere over there. So I'm just going to imagine that that was the item number. And so this is what your finished product looks like once you create it. So you have the item number, you have the fold away tote, and you have this buy button, which actually works. So where the buy button shows up, to clarify, is within the Jumprope app. So if you have any people who are clients of yours who use the Jumprope app and want to check out your new videos to kind of see products, videos that you've created, they can shop through it on here. The other way that you can use these links is actually just through a URL. So every single Jumprope has a regular URL that goes to jumprope.com/whatever your guide is. The same way that you would share a YouTube video with a friend or an Instagram video with a friend, that's pretty much the same idea. So what's nice about that is you can just grab that link and you can throw it in your VIP text group and say, just have a new video to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, the new launches that came in, the new patterns that came in. Here's the video, take a look, and you can actually shop directly from the video when you're done watching. So if I saw someone carrying this cute little fold away tote and I was like, I need that in my life, right then and there within the video, I can actually just hit buy. Where the buy buttons will not show up is if you export this video and you post it on Facebook. Right now, there's no physical way to add a URL to a video. So we're ready when that happens, but just to be aware, when you download those animations to, or download those videos to your phone, these links don't carry with them. You can go in and add the link to your actual Jumprope in the post, or more likely add a link to your 31 storefront on the post. So just wanted to make sure that I threw that out there. Okay, so now I just added a ton of stuff to this video. So I'm gonna go back to preview and see what it looks like. So I gotta say that liquid animation is pretty cool. And I think, like Christina was saying, you know, I know that you guys get a lot of the same photos to use. It's great to have stock imagery to choose from, but if you really want to customize it and make it your own and put your own spin on it, I think that this is a great way to be able to stand out and to really get someone's attention. Because if I'm watching this fun little video and I'm like, oh yes, that red bag, you know, like it feels a little bit more engaging than it normally would. And so you'll see in the download, there isn't that buy button there because for that video, you won't be able to download it. And then at the end of the videos, you also get this fun little credit at the end that shows any other places where people can find you. I'll show you how to add links to your Jumprope profile as soon as I'm done with this. So really all I have to do is publish. Oh, see, card 4 is still missing text. Headband. Publish. I already selected my tags, but if you didn't do it earlier, this is where you would do it here. Fashion, 31 purses, handbags, continue. And there you go. And it's kind of crazy how instantaneously these videos happen. It used to be, when I first started working at Jumprope, it used to be like, I don't know, 12 minutes later, you would get the notification like, oh, your videos have downloaded, but it really is just so quick now, which is awesome. And so from here, if I wanted to share this guide right away to my IGTV, I just hit save. This probably won't take too long to save because it's a pretty quick guide, but you just leave your phone screen open so that the Jumprope can download, and then it will appear in the photo app on your camera roll. So that's where you'll be able to share it to Facebook, share it to Instagram, send it to your text group, or anything else that you want. All right, and so that is the process of creating a Jumprope. I just wanted to quickly review some profile information here, and then I can answer any other questions if they come up or if anyone has questions. So over here, you'll see that I have my profile. So I have a photo of myself. I have my handle, which definitely hop onto the app when you get a chance and just secure whatever name you want to use. I would probably suggest making it similar to the name of your Facebook page or your Instagram page, just so that you kind of stay consistent across your platforms. And if someone has already found you on Instagram or Facebook, that way they can easily find you on Jumprope too. I have a little bio at the top where I explain that I work at Jumprope, and I also have my email address just in case anyone has any questions for me. So you could put, you know, an email address or a little teaser that says, click the link below to join my text group or join my Facebook group or anything along those lines. And you'll also see that I have all of my social media profiles linked up here. So really easy way to do this is just hit the little pencil on the top right corner and hit edit. Here's where you can add in all of that information. So your username, your profile photo, a little bio and saying what you do. I would probably recommend, you know, mentioning 31 in your bio. I would definitely think that that's something you'd like to call out. For your website, this is kind of the main link that you get on your Jumprope profile, similar to your link in bio on Instagram. So again, focus this on the link to join your Facebook group or your storefront or whatever page converts the best for you in terms of sales and connecting with your community. Scroll down and you can also add in your Instagram, your YouTube, your Pinterest, your Twitter, all of that. And then I'm gonna hit done. Okay, and then one other thing I wanted to let you guys know about is the Jumprope tips section of the app. So I'm going to show you that really quickly. And there's a bunch of videos in there where if you have a question about the app, typically the answer can be found there. So it's this little section under search called Jumprope Tips. And you'll be able to see videos for how to get started, creating great content, sharing your Jumprope. One video you might want to check out is this video about sharing your Jumprope to a Facebook business page or group. In case there's any confusion there, this will walk you through step-by-step exactly how to share, just so that you know exactly where it's going and how it gets to where you want it to go. We also have videos down here about repurposing content, tips beyond Jumprope, content ideas. I will swipe over because there is one with fashion content ideas. So that might be one to look at just to kind of spark your imagination and think about different ideas for videos you might want to create. But on that note, a couple of ideas that Christina and I were kind of brainstorming for the first video, if you want to try the app out, that are hopefully not too intimidating and that will kind of just warm you up to getting used to the features on here and feeling really confident in making these videos and sharing them with potential customers. So one idea was to kind of do your 31 story, right? Like, why did you get involved? How has the product impacted you? What do your friends and customers say about it? And really what that's all meant to you. I think that that could be, you know, a quick little 3-slide video. I do recommend trying to do that on camera and really introduce yourself so that people can get connected to you and see your face. I just think it's a little bit more personable. And again, you could also try out using voiceover if you want to show off, you know, part of a bag or something else, or kind of more of a lifestyle video and you want to narrate over that. That's a nice way to use the voiceover. I would also say that doing like your top 5 31 products could be a great video. I've heard great things about this large utility tote. I'm sure it's on the top of everybody's list. And I think that, you know, thinking about that and a couple of your other favorites to show off in a video is fun. And again, you can just use photos, right? You could share a photo of yourself out at a winery with your bag next to you, or you could share a photo of your kids eating breakfast on Sunday morning, your bag's on the table. I don't know, like there's a ton of different options and ways that you could create your own content, or you can take the content that 31 gives you and use the app to, you know, change the background color, change the font, call out one cool thing about that product that maybe isn't clear from the photo and kind of make it your own. And then another idea that we had was kind of, again, showing off like the features of something, right? So maybe there's a whole video just about the large utility tote and you prop your phone up. Sometimes I just prop my phone up on this bookcase right behind me. So don't worry about having a tripod or anything too fancy like that, but we do recommend having a steady camera when filming video, unless you're showing off a detail that requires kind of moving the bag around and, you know, showing it off in that way. But you can kind of just say, I'm going to show you 5 things you didn't know about this bag. Like, did you know it's made of this material? Did you know that it only costs $18? Did you know that it has this zipper here and can hold all of your other stuff? So those are kind of a couple of ideas just to get started. And I hope that overall you're feeling confident about video and you're feeling that this is something that you could actually start to incorporate into your business. So I'm going to pause there because I've talked for a long time. I'm going to see if Christina has anything to add to what I just said.
I do have a couple of things to add. So one of the cards that I have incorporated, because we know that people like to share content, and because that buy button, I love that buy button, and I love that I can text the link directly to somebody. That's actually how I showed a couple of people, look, you got to check out this app, or here's the bag, because you can actually access all of your published Jumprope. They don't go away. So you don't have to store these videos on your phone and take up all your storage. Mm-hmm. You can actually just go to your app and text somebody the link or send them the link on Facebook. That's awesome. But my last, and y'all saw on my demos that I showed you guys, that one of my cards, I actually just made a very simple graphic with my name, my website, and my email. And then on the bottom where the text said, let me know if I can help you. And I did that so that if I did share it on Pinterest, nobody's going to steal my pin, which they shouldn't be doing anyway. It's against etiquette, but we know people do it. So, so when they're sharing my stuff, my name, my email, my website are up there for people to actually see and go to. The other thing I wanted to add is I downloaded Jumprope and I sat on the app for about 2 weeks because I was terrified to open it. I was sure it was going to be harder to use than it is. And it's so easy to use. If I can use it, anybody can use it. I was so mad at myself for not like diving right in right away. But one of my favorite things about it, and we talked about the fact that you can record right in the app. It gives you a little countdown per card. You get a minute per card or step. And so I just think that's great, because if you mess up in that 1 minute or those 10 seconds, you can actually just hit retake just that one little piece, and you don't have to go back and redo the whole video again. Because I have a tendency to, I'll be recording a video and then I mess up at the very end and I'm like, oh my gracious, now I have to redo everything all over again. And that would drive me crazy. So I love how easy that is. You can totally brand this to yourself. And I love that you can use all the white box images and all the images that people are sharing. But this way, when you are sending it out there, you're sending it out as your own content. And Facebook values that. And people like, and the other thing that just really drew me to this app was, some people listen, but there's like some astronomical, I don't even know, Austin, if you know the percentage, but like it's something like 85% of people watch videos without the sound.
Something like that, yeah.
It's something like so stupidly ridiculous. So I love the fact that I'm doing all the action and I look so happy and I might be talking away, but they're in bed and their husband is sleeping, so they can read the gist of what I'm saying under that segment. And then, like Austin said, they can go back and forth, and I just love that. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, I promise you, I'm never listening to the sound. See, you're crazy.
Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of times when I watch Instagram stories, if it's just someone talking and there isn't a text, caption below it, and maybe, I don't know, my boyfriend, we're working from home together, maybe he just hopped on a phone call. I don't want to have the sound of whatever crazy sound is going to pop out of that Instagram story messing up his call. But if I see that it's someone who's talking and I feel like they're talking about something I really want, every once in a while, I'll go back and try to figure out what they were talking about. But most times I kind of just breeze past it. So I think that's a great point. And one other feature that I just wanted to show very quickly, because we released a lot of updates today and I actually forgot about this one, is a new feature called Combine. And I think this will help a lot with photo content. So just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to go back and grab some of the photos that I was using earlier. So I'm just going to grab this one, and this one, or actually here, I'll just grab these two where I have the same bag in two different photos, right? So now I'm actually able to combine and put two photos into one step. So this is another way where, this is brand new, Christina, this just came out today. This is another way where if you have two different photos of you with the bag, or two different photos that the company gave you that you want to include, this is where you can say, 2 ways to wear, or something like that. And now, again, you've taken a photo content and you've made it more engaging. You've turned it into a video, and you didn't have to be an amazing video editor or do anything out of the ordinary. So I'll just update my little Jumprope here. I'll probably take it down after this because it doesn't really make much sense except to you guys, but just so you can see what the whole process looked like. And if you ever, want to add anything to your Jumprope, you can edit Jumpropes at any time. And then one other nice trick too that I can share is, once you publish your video, you'll be able to tap on it. And like Christina said, you can always go back and download any version of this, any export. So you don't have to quickly save the YouTube and the IGTV and everything all at once. You can go back and do that. So if I tap on the published video already and I hit edit, that's where I can go back and do what I just did. Maybe I forgot a link or I misspelled something. I can always go edit it. And then another feature here is called duplicate. So this is nice, where if you created a video and you're like, this template is perfect, this is what all of my videos will look like, you can actually duplicate this video and a copy of it will reappear in your drafts. So if you picked the color you wanted, the animation you wanted, and you're like, this was great, I want to replicate this for my next video, just duplicate it, and then you can just go in and swap the photos and the text to have new images in it. And I think that's pretty much everything. And again, if I hit view, and I'm actually on the app, you know, tapping through this, I tapped a little too quickly there, but I come to this page and I want to buy, all I have to do is click through and I end up back on the website. And so this is where I'd be able to purchase that item.
And the other thing I really like about this is that you have all of this content. Again, it is stored in the app. Jessie showed me, and I don't remember how to do it, but she said there's a way, I don't remember how to do it, where you can click and send your whole Jumprope link to someone so they can see all of your published. So I do want to talk about that, but this makes Facebook partying so simple, because as you're building your jump ropes, you actually are going to have the, you're going to have all this stuff stored on an app, and you can reshare it over and over and over again. And just, you can upload the videos whenever you need them. So that is super great. I love that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let me reshare my desktop screen right now just to show you what it would look like to send your Jumprope link to someone else. So the same way that you would find it on Instagram, you know, you would do instagram.com/your username. It's the same thing on web. So I can say jumprope.com/Austin and like, here's all of my content. So you can link every single one of your videos through this one link and say, this is where you can follow along for my latest videos where I show off the new products and shop them here. And I know Christina mentioned that you guys are, you know, have a bit of a different system because of the pandemic. So even if you're not necessarily getting the new fabrics and everything kind of in your hands right now, you can say, hey guys, like, here is the bag you know and love, and I'm going to post a photo in the next slide of what the new fabric is. And if you have any questions about it, let me know, because that way someone is still getting a feel and an understanding for what the product is and what it looks like. But if it doesn't come in the exact pattern, that's where you can specify that with an extra little slide of your Jumprope, or you can verbally communicate that with a voiceover. You can add it in the text card or whatever it is to kind of show everyone exactly what they're going to be getting. So that's kind of my one other little tip there. Okay, so I'll give another few minutes just to see if any other questions came through on the chat. Thank you guys again so much for being here tonight and going through this training. Huge thank you to Christina for organizing and introducing us to all of you. Again, in the Jumprope tips section of the app, if you run into any issues kind of right off the bat, that is a place where you can go and check for quick and easy answers. We also have a help chat within the app, so you can always just message us directly through there if you need anything. My email is just austin@jumprope.com. And I also wanted to throw our Instagram handle in the chat just to show you guys other examples of content you can create with Jumprope if you're ever looking for a bit of inspiration or just want to see what other people are doing. That's kind of where we like to, well, showcase some great quality jump ropes that we've seen and also share tips for creating content. So if you do decide you want to attempt a video, we post videos about, you know, lighting tips, being confident on camera, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that you'll find that to be a nice resource. And again, all of the tips in the app will hopefully be good for that too. Okay, I see another question.
Yeah, Colette, no, it's just on your phone. There's not desktop.
Not yet.
So I wanted to add two other things before I forgot. Once you publish it as public, so I had been talking to one of my leaders and we were talking about doing like back office training and all this stuff, and that we would just have it to send to people. And that is not really something that you're going to want to do with this, because you might have people's addresses and phone numbers and, I mean, not the credit card numbers show or anything like that, but just like keep that in mind. Once you publish it, the only way to share it is once it's published. So you want to make sure that it is content that is safe for everybody to see.
Great point.
And the other thing we had talked about the other day, Austin and I had talked about, is how our customer special is spend $50. And I love the idea. I haven't done it yet. It's on my list of a million things to do.
Right.
But how you get the 50% off when you spend $50. So we can show a bundle as our cover photo, and then you can go through and your steps can be, first add the wallet and the wristlet, and then get the bag for 50% off. This is a great way to show people how to save money, how to shop with a deal, how to get certain things. So kind of keep that in mind. Like, there's so many different ways, and you know, share with us your ideas, share with me on the page, on the team page, so that I know what you guys are thinking and we can work on these together. And it's just super duper fun. I love this app. I love that it's free. I love that it's easy. I love everything. So I'm so
really
excited about those tags too. I'm like, holy crap.
I know, it's going to be a game changer. And I think the other thing to kind of note about our recent app update is, you know, for the last year, we've been very focused on how do we make an easy tool for someone to make a video. And now with the different explore tabs and with tags and all of this, we're making the app more discoverable. So we want this to be a place where anyone could just be browsing, maybe looking for fashion inspiration, and like stumble upon your video. So remember, this is an opportunity to acquire new customers, like share this content with a broader audience, not just your current people who, you know, come back to you over and over again and who are already obsessed with the product. So one other tip is to, you know, feel free to make your videos about your 5 favorite items and things like that. If it can be generally helpful and generally educational to the larger audience of Jumprope as well, I think that typically increases the chance of it getting featured, because people can watch this and say, oh, I didn't really think that I could use a bag for all of these different things, and now I've learned something from this. So that's kind of the Jumprope mission personally, but if you want to use it to make an intro video and let people know who is their seller, and if you want to do your, you know, top 5 things to get this month or your 50% discount, like, do whatever works best for you. And just keep in mind that anyone could potentially discover your video. So it's great to have those links there and your contact information. Just like Christina said, she does that little call to action card at the end where she makes sure that it's easy to find out more information. So I hope that you're all excited. I will be sending out an email with this replay. I will also send out these video topic ideas that we mentioned. So if you weren't notebook and penning this one, if you like have a glass of wine on the couch and your kid is falling asleep, don't worry, like, all good, you'll get the replay. And thank you all again so much for your time. Please don't hesitate to send us a DM on Instagram or the app if you have questions, and you'll get the replay from me first thing tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much, Austin.
Thanks, Christina.
All right. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.